Pregame.com.
Wednesday night NBA action. We've got the LA Lakers at the San Antonio Spurs. He's Bryan Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. We're going to break this one down for you. Bryan, you got to start with the San Antonio Spurs. This is the hottest team in the NBA right now. And I got to say, Popovich, I think, is probably the most underrated coach in the NBA. I mean, he just, every year, at the beginning of the season, you got all the pundits that say, San Antonio's old. This is going to be the year. This is going to be the year. I've been hearing this is going to be the year for the last 5 years. And every year, this year it was a little bit different because of the lockout. But the team seems to start out slow, then starts to build a little momentum, and then February they start to go on a roll. They come back from the the rodeo road trip and everything, and then this team just seems to peak at the right time. Here we are again. We're in April and they're on a 14-1 run.
Not only are the Spurs winning, they're doing it by resting a lot of their starters, the older players. And I saw a chart that maybe ESPN had it on, which surprises me they have anything educational on that at all. But it talked about the San Antonio draft picks. San Antonio never gets good draft pick numbers. I mean, they're always in like the 20s and everything. They've got some great young players on that team as opposed to maybe the team they're playing today, or that we're talking about, the Lakers. How many? You could count on probably one finger how many good draft picks they've had in the last 5-10 years. Other than Kobe, Bynum. I mean, the Lakers have not done a good job, and they've always finished in roughly the same area San Antonio has. So not only does San Antonio have probably the best coach, they've got a great front office, great talent evaluators. They know how to prepare their team.
Are you trying to say they are the Pittsburgh Steelers of the NBA?
No, this team actually wins without cheating.
I thought I was going to get a shot in, but
oh, you got a shot.
And we're taping on Monday. This game's being played on Wednesday. They're playing tonight, Monday night, and looks like they're resting the entire team because the line went from San Antonio is an opening number of 3.5-point favorite to, once it come out that Popovich is going to rest some players, they're now a 2-point dog. Last I saw it might even be higher now. He doesn't care. He does what he thinks is right and gets his team ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, this year's a little bit different than the others because you're basically not only playing the opposition, you're playing the schedule. And they've got a bad schedule in the situation, and they play the Lakers tomorrow, and he knows. Nothing against, I believe they play Utah tonight.
Utah tonight, and it's the back half of a home and home.
A home and home. And Utah's not a bad team at all, but they may be able to get away with getting a victory and getting some rest for their players. It's a smart thing to do.
And not only do they have the Lakers coming up on Wednesday, but just before we went on the air, our producer Dustin's a Laker fan, and he elaborated on the fact that these two teams are going to play each other 3 times in the next couple weeks. So, you want to be ready for the Lakers, and whether the Lakers are winning or losing, it's still the Lakers. And I got asked the question, and sometimes, I might be the Laker apologist all the time. I like to use the phrase that they have a tendency to play to the level of their competition. And they do that a lot. But at some point, can we maybe say that this Laker team's not as good as we think they are? Because, they rolled off 4 wins in a row. They played the Clippers, which was a statement game because the Clippers were the, up and rising team, and they were getting some ink in L.A., and Kobe doesn't like anybody to get ink other than the Lakers. They come out and they slap the Clippers. I mean, not a blowout win, but it was a statement game. The Clippers were on a roll when they met. And then what happens after that game? The Clippers bounce back and win their 2 games after that deflating loss. You would expect them to have a negative effect because, here we're winning and we get to the Lakers. What happens? We lose again. They bounce right back with 2 wins. The Lakers, instead of being, hey, we're back on track, what do? They lose at home to Houston and then go on the road and just get drilled at Phoenix. 125-105. At what point do we stop making excuses for the Lakers?
Well, Kobe didn't play in that Phoenix game, I don't believe. And You know, the Lakers are not as good as they have been in the past. There's no doubt. You talk about how they play to the competition. They had done that in the past, and this year, for the most part, they have done that against the weaker competition because they have been a terrible road favorite. I don't have the numbers in front of me. 1-10, 1-11, 9-19 against spread on the road this year. That tells you all you need to know about the Lakers. They are not the kind of team that can just turn it on. I mean, they may do it in individual games like with the when they played the Clippers, but you're not going to go far in the playoffs if you're going to turn it on, turn it off, that kind of thing. You've got to come out every day and play a good game. And the Lakers, they probably played 10 good games all year, which tells me that they're not the way they have been in the past. And, you know, with Kobe right now going in and out of the lineup, and when we're making this line, we're assuming Kobe's going to play in this game. And why would he not play against San Antonio?
Right.
And I do want to point out San Antonio also plays Memphis the following night. So you always have to keep an eye on who San Antonio is going to leave in and out by resting everybody tonight. I'm assuming everybody is going to play in this game.
Right.
But Memphis is a team, a young team that the next day, if San Antonio does win here and they don't have a chance to rest the starters very much in this game, maybe a look ahead there for Memphis the following game. So.
Absolutely good points, and back to Kobe, we're taping on Monday. They play on Monday as well, and Kobe's, you know, listed out of the lineup for Monday. So I'm going to actually, and you talked about, you know, the Lakers, that they maybe played 10 good, you know, really good games all year. But again, it seems like those good games have been against some of the premier teams in the league. Comes to mind to me whenever they played Miami on that Sunday game on ABC, you know, one of the best games of the season for the Lakers. I'm going to go to the well one more time and say they played at the level of the competition, but I'm going to make the, you know, almost like in baseball when we, you know, specify a pitcher. Check the line, check the injury report. We got to have Kobe in the lineup for this play. If Kobe's in the lineup, which I expect him to be in the lineup on Wednesday, I'm going to go ahead and try the Lakers plus the points here. I think it's going to be a defensive ball game. I know the Lakers have been in some high-scoring games lately, but I think they're better when they show up and play some defense. I'm going to take the Lakers plus the 6.5. Just, you know, not an overwhelming pick, but that's what I see in this one.
I just want to make a couple points. The Spurs are playing really well as home favorites right now, going 7-0-1 against the spread. And to be honest with you, I don't like the Lakers here, but with a caveat, if Kobe doesn't play, and instead of getting 6.5, the Lakers are getting 9.5, I'm stronger on the Lakers plus the 9.5 without Kobe than I would be on the Spurs lay the 6.5 here.
You're looking at the value of the inflated number, the injured
San
player.
Antonio won't play the starters as long, and they'll take them for granted. We've seen that how many times a big player is out of the lineup and then somebody overlooks them.
All right, well, there you have it. You've got a mild vote for me on the Lakers plus the points. I want Kobe in the lineup. If Kobe's not in the lineup, then you can go to plan B.
Yes, I'll take the 9.5. You get 9.5 with the Lakers without Kobe.
All right, so there you have it. That's going to wrap up the videos for the first part of the week. We're going to be back. I'll be in the studio tomorrow. We're going to tape with Scott Spreitzer. We're going to look at some videos for Thursday and Friday action, and then we'll have VR in the office later in the week. We'll see who's going to team up with him for the weekend action. So stay tuned to pregame.tv all week long for all of your coverage from pregame.com.